who have now graduated to, to be the people who community can actually depend on. If they are skillless, then they become harmful to the community. But if they're skillful, they become very useful to the community. Then alignment is, of course, NACADA standards, evidence-based intervention. Many years ago, I think in 2018, at some point we were in, I attended a training by NACADA and ISAP, on prevention. And we were talking about some harm that we cause in schools unknowingly. By coming and saying, they are true. So we're talking about the standard, and then success stories about what we've been doing. Training local leaders, know what the local leaders hold in this country. And a local leader does not necessarily mean a person who has maybe political position. You can also be a local leader. We know there are communities where, especially where I come from, in Korogotio or Waraka, basically, there are communities that cannot access without working closely with these gatekeepers. True or false? So those are leaders that when you train them, it becomes very easy. Then conduct workshops, peer counseling, and monitoring, high-risk behaviors. What are the high-risk behaviors that you can actually focus on addressing? Ensure that you are addressing. That's the high-risk behaviors, and they are there. So by this 20% increase in school attendance in Ruaraka, this is like yesterday. I was sharing during lunchtime. Yesterday we were in school doing the same thing I was talking about, and this particular school is a public school with over 3,000 young people, learners, and the teachers realized there's a trend that has come that girls have chosen to be using drugs than even boys. So yesterday specifically, this school chose to put all the girls, especially the grade 9s, together and have a talk with them. And when we arrived, we were given that opportunity. Actually, I have come to learn the teachers are doing extra. Nobody is getting that fact that the teachers are doing extra to ensure that our children are safe. But again, these teachers may not have adequate information or skills to deliver this information to the children. So they need some experts like you and I to help them. So what do we do as Child Space? One, we formed, because we are in schools. In schools, what we do is skills-based health education. That is what we do in schools across board. But now, during the weekend, we are having these children from all those schools. Again, there's what we call the Smart Children Club, to ensure that even though over the weekend they are not free, they are not loitering in the community. So the Smart Children Club is a bit organized for them. So in January, there's an intake for them. They come. The adults, or we say adults because not every child has a parent. So the guardian comes and they are given a very simple form to ensure that they have given us the opportunity, the consent to work with these young people. So weekly sessions focusing on refusal skills, emotional regulation, and decision making is done there. So this program is conducted from January to December, where that cohort graduates. When we started, we were just working with the 8 from age 8 to 17. But because we're working with NACADA, there's a test that was done with our children by NACADA during the COVID, if you remember, around there, 2020 something there. And it was tested by with our children, those tools. So we realized that research revealed that young people, the children are starting to use or test this drugs or alcohol at the age of 6. Then we lowered now our target. Because we're a prevention organization, we said, okay, instead of waiting up to 8, then we target from age 6, because that is what science is saying. So we do that. Then collaboration between teachers and parents, but now this is the sample of the membership card of this as any Smart Children Club member. So when they're coming, because it's about safeguarding also, when they're coming to our program, a child is not allowed to walk alone. That is one. Because anything can happen. Another gongo na piki, another potea, anything can happen. Who will report to us or to the parents back? So when they are, because we also have subscribed to another organization called Keeping Children Safe in the UK, and we learned that, and we shared this by the way, that when the children are walking in a group of like from 2 to 3 and upwards, they are kidogo safe, a little bit safe. Because anything happens, not necessarily kidnapping or something, anything, they are able to report to us or to other people. But when they get into our program, hakuna kutoka, there is no living. If you have to leave, for example, because we realize we are preventing not just drugs and alcohol, but also other social vices like teenage pregnancies and every other thing. You understand? So a child may come and say, nimetoka child space, I'm going to child space. But now the time of registering there, they're coming maybe an hour later. Where were they between this time and the other time? So itakuwa ni kumbe child space nyinyi mnafunza watoto these things. Are you getting that? We are confusing the parents, we are confusing the teachers, they are confusing us. So this membership card expires after 1 year. It's a little bit expensive, but it's helping us anyway. So then, that is of course just a snapshot of what the children, what it entails. Kuna contortion, kwa Smart Children Club, kuna so many other things again, because it's not just mentorship peke yake, also mentoring talents, ensuring that, and you may say, the Smart Children Club is the hub of moral values and talents. I like what Abdul was talking about the other side, Charles, Pale. We have a space where these young people are coming, and you choose what you want to do. If you want to do music, go do music. If you want to dance, go dance. Contortion at the back corner, as you can see. And then modeling, you can see that girl over there, and sometimes we give them also certain parts, and many other things that are not captured here. But again, we are not doing this thing alone. We're also members of, we're working with NACADA, we're working with WFAD, that is the World Federation Against, what is that? World Federation Against Drugs, yes, in Sweden. And it's a membership program organization where you can as well actually apply. So here is our certificate for the 2021, but we have the current one. I think the last year, this certificate. So to ensure that we can also build our capacities. As I finish, the success stories of out of school. Currently, we're having young people with, vocational training skills. We take them to this vocational training skills because once you figure 18 years, you are not supposed to be at child space. So after doing this particular cohort challenged us. They said, now, because we love child space, we've grown up here, it's been like a family, what do we do? So they came up with another program called YANISI. YANISI is an acronym, that is, Youth and Innovative Something Center. It's something like that we are about to launch for these particular people. Then equipping youth with employable skills, of course, building resilience and absence and of purpose. Graduates becoming ambassadors. We have Smart Children Club ambassadors in close to every university as we speak. So you can't say, I'm a Smart Children ambassador, I'm ambassador. Last 2 years, we introduced what we call Mr. and Miss Child Space. This is happening every August, where they come and now it involves everybody in the community, not just the members, but every other person who is in the community to showcase. ACS is the African Children Summit. It happened last year in September, here in Nairobi at KICC, where the African Climate Summit took place. And I want to believe most of you attended this. This Margaret Swin is one of the girls. Today, she's actually another Kenya law. She's grown up with our program. She's been into this program. She's been exposed to her voices. Her voice was representation of other young people's voices during the Africa Climate Summit, plus other things, Deaf African Child and everything, exposing them to this opportunity. And lastly, we have been awarded this certificate at some point. That was last year in November. Most of you voted for us, by the way. We never got the trophy or something, but we are given certificate as the runners-up of the work that we are doing in the community by the NGOs award in this country. So then, of course, engaging parents in prevention is very important. I'm glad what took place at the plenary, because it is the parents who shape these young people's future. So special programs for especially the fathers who hold a lot of roles. If a father goes wrong, we all know that it may go wrong with everybody else in that community, that family. So encouraging them open conversation about substance use, because these are the people who say, go, and then I have a problem with this story. I was telling these young people, I have a problem with a policy that we're having in this country that says, watershed hours. So you know that? Watershed, we can now advertise everything at 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. in my house, my children are wako awake kabisa. They are watching. So each story here we have to check. As much as we are saying watershed hours, now tunaanza Guinness, tunaona everything, but the children, in fact, wako walali mpaka saa sita. Are you getting that? So I think we need also to realize that still they are watching these things, and they are also maybe on TikTok and every other thing. Every company is now trying to go to TikTok. TikTok is not regulated. In fact, yesterday I was very happy that in the UK they actually came up with with the safety, internet safety on TikTok, something like that about the teenagers. We can check. You can check that, and I'm happy about this. So yes, challenges we faced is easy. Some of you, maybe you also face them, funding constraints because of behavior. You're addressing behavior. People who are applied for funds to build big boreholes and build toilets are far much better. But since you are addressing the behavior, you don't know when this behavior will actually change. You want to expect that you have to track. So funding becomes a problem. Stigma, preventing families from seeking help, lack of mental health services. In April, last year plus every school holidays, but I didn't mention, we normally have what we call mental health camp for these young people, including this coming holiday. And we've realized, I wish I had time to address all this, but we have a lack of these services, by the way, or not knowing where to refer. Even though somebody, because a case that we had, a parent is telling me, Chrispine, my neighbors are telling me, no, this child has been bewitched. And we clearly assessed and screened this child psychologists, and we realized that they need to see a psychiatrist. Are you getting what I'm saying? But somebody believes kuna some witches somewhere. So when we insisted, na tukampeleka hii Mathari hii unaona, this Mathari mental hospital, the girl was given a prescription of that was 2 weeks. And she was able to come back to school to her senses. She went back to school, and she's actually going to sit for her KCSE this year because her course happened last year. So it's very important. Then bureaucratic hurdles, hizo vitu zote mnajua. And then lastly, kabisa, I just want to say recommendation. 1, increase funding, support grassroots organizations, which is a problem by the way. Yeah, community empowerment. Yeah, community empowerment, encouraging local ownership of initiatives. Hata kama you are alone in somewhere in the corner. By the way, I wish I had time to tell you a history about child space. Start it hapo kwa corner. You are doing something. When you're talking about national statistics, hata hiyo iko hapo is being counted. So if you can help in reducing this, actually you are helping your government. Then we are talking about stigma reduction campaigns, promoting, national awareness, whatever. I'm very happy. I was sharing with my friends today. If you look at what happened in the prevention week last year and this year, you don't need to evaluate anything. You just see a lot of improvement. If you took part, by the way, a lot of improvement that has been put in place, and that is really important. So mental health services, nimeshasema. And in conclusion, we are saying resilience of our community, strengthening prevention pillars. That is, and I'm glad we're talking about my community, my community, my prevention. Thank you. So if we can do this, each and every one of us is able to do something, I think we'll be better. Then we're saying call to action, embracing evidence-based. Don't just say, we need to have some evidence that have some small studies that you can actually base your intervention on. Then, of course, after all this, we are expecting to have a drugs-free nation. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all read that one if you can see? Because I'm not saying, let's go.
Believe you can, and you are halfway there.
One more time.
Believe you can, and you are halfway there.
Clap for yourself. Thank you so much.